I'm Julia Wood from Hexie Love. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to glue-based curved hexagons. Stay with me and you'll see exactly how easy this is to do. Now we're using my Hexie Love curved hexagon ruler, which you may remember is so easy to use to cut your papers for different curved hexagons. Now in the example I'm using today, I cut this paper using the label S1 on my ruler. So I've got these two pieces with nice curves. When I glue base, I like to put a piece of paper or something like that, an envelope, anything down, so that I don't get glue on whatever surface I'm working on. Let's start by getting the fabric. I've cut this lovely little matchstick fabric for this one. And you see I have a nice seam allowance right around the edges. Now these are wash away papers that I have on my site, hexielove.com. These are wonderful because you can glue baste them and you don't have to worry about pulling out that paper again, which is difficult when you glue baste. You just leave that paper in and it washes away. Now a lot of people use it fancy water soluble glue when they're glue basting. I find a simple little school glue stick works just fine. It's really cheap and it works great. This one is purple, but don't worry about the color because it fades away very quickly. When I apply my glue, I'm trying to apply it just away from the edge because I'm going to machine stitch these and my needle's going to go through close to the edge. So I try to get just within the edge, just like that. What I do when I am trying to baste this, I stick my finger every little bit and just press it over, making sure I'm right up against that paper so I get a nice curve. Now once I've got that, and I know I have a little bit sticking up, I like to turn it over and just finger press right along that edge, and that's going to make that stay down very well and make it very flat on the other side. See how easy that was? Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the straight edges. You can see I ran the glue off the edge and it's staying on my paper that I put down below and doesn't get my mat sticky. One thing I will point out, I'm going to run that glue all the way off the paper. That way that will make that fabric stick right there. Right there. Now that's all nice and stuck. A little more. Sometimes I do get close to the edge. I try not to, but sometimes I do. Now let's turn that over, and again I'm going to finger press that down very well. And you see how quick and easy that was to baste? Now let's do the other piece. Now this one curves in, so it's a little different to do, but it's still not hard. When I'm doing a smaller piece like this, I like to put a little glue on the back side of that paper, and that holds it in place while I'm fiddling with it. Now because this curves inward, it's not going to lay as smoothly unless we make some clips. So I'm just going to clip about, I'd say 1/4 of an inch apart, or a little less maybe. Not all the way to the edge of the paper, but pretty close. Finish going around that. When I am glue basting these curved hexies, I always like to baste the curve first. And that leaves those just straight edges to go, which are very simple. Okay, let's get this glue in. Now I start in the middle and same thing, just pressing it in and working my way out. Now let's do this other side. And we'll see with those clips that lays nice and flat. And again, I like to turn it over and just finger press, and it makes everything stay nice and flat. See how well that's going to work? Okay, let's do the straight edges. One thing, when I have a point that comes out like this, I do like to cut off those little edges before I roll this over, or we'll have an awful lot of bulk under there. So I'm just going to trim a little bit of those tips off on both sides, and that's going to help make that lay flatter. Okay, let's go now. We're going to put some glue here. And I like to start away from that tight point and work toward it. And there we go, that looks good. Now let's do this other side. You know that needle and thread basting by hand would take much longer than the simple little glue basting. And again, let's turn it over, finger press, and that looks great. Now you will notice that you have some edges hanging out. Don't worry, those are all going to get covered up because we're going to stick this one right on top of that. See how nicely those are going to fit together? I know many of you have never glue basted before in English paper piecing, but take my word for it, it's really fast and easy, and you don't need to be worried about putting a little water-soluble glue in with your quilt. It all washes away, and it is especially easy using the new water-soluble papers that I have available at hexielove.com along with my curved ruler.